It's the Border War Part 2, Missouri and Kansas, with the Jayhawks this time at home out for revenge. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, glad to be with you here on CBSSports.com. Great battle in the Big 12 between top 15 teams, Kansas and Missouri, in a game you can see this weekend on CBS. Let's bring in Clark Kellogg to break this game down. And Clark, let's just start with Missouri, because this is a team that is completely different from a year ago. What has been the turnaround this year with the Tigers?
Well, I think a couple of things. One, there's a comfort level with style of play as far as how many players that Mike Anderson is going to play. He's going to play 10 or 11 guys, Jason, and nobody's going to typically play more than 30 minutes a game. That allows him to keep the pressure on defensively, to mix defenses, and really be disruptive at that end of the floor. And then I really think the play of Damari Carroll and Leo Lyons, they are very versatile, do-it-all forwards. They can go inside and make plays and get rebounds and defend. They also can take big players away from the goal that have to guard them, and they're both willing passers. So I think the leadership and production that Mike Anderson is getting from those two guys up front, and then he's got a number of guys in the backcourt that do a good job at both ends of the floor. Yeah,
they're very versatile, they're very athletic, and you hit on Carroll, the leader of this team in terms of scoring. The matchup between he and Cole Aldridge, the next two guys in the Big 12 after Blake Griffin, that's going to be fun to watch this weekend.
Yeah, it will be a lot of fun to watch. Aldridge has been outstanding. He's a real presence inside. His length really bothers opposing teams and players. Even if he doesn't block shots, he gets his hands in the way of shots. And he's an excellent rebounder and outlet passer. Damari Carroll, I think, has to make sure that he turns and faces. He doesn't want to play a lot with his back to the basket against Aldridge. He wants to make him move, get out on the floor, knock down that mid-range jump shot, and try to get behind him on the offensive glass. And I think it will be a terrific matchup. As a matter of fact, if I wasn't busy calling the game myself, I'd have the isolated camera on those two guys working inside.
Yeah, that's a fair point there, Clark. You know, the other guy you want to have the isolated camera on, at least for Kansas, is Sherron Collins. All year long he's been doing, but he struggled against Missouri. What does he have to do in this game, remembering that it's at home this time?
Well, one of the things that he has struggled with when Kansas has not played well is turnovers. I had their game at Michigan State back in January. He was a little careless with the ball, but you can't question his toughness, his heart, his leadership. And being at home, he typically seems to, well, he makes big plays everywhere, but being at home, there's a comfort level that he plays with where I think his turnovers are down a little bit at Allen Fieldhouse. But that's the only little chink in his armor. Everything else he's doing at a high level for that young Kansas team.
And the other thing that has certainly helped Bill Self is the fact that there have been other guys, and it has changed every single game, who has stepped up, whether it's Brady Morningstar or Tyshawn Taylor last game when he had 26, or Marcus Morris. They're getting that third guy. We'll see who it is this weekend here to be that third guy for Kansas. Clark, the first time they met, KU held Missouri to 16 first-half points but couldn't hold on for the win. What do they need to do differently in this game to make that last?
Well, I think one of the things is they got into a situation where they didn't execute well offensively. You have to give Missouri's defense some credit for that. And then I thought Missouri broke Kansas down off the dribble a lot in that second half. They made 17 of 23 foul shots in the second half of that first meeting win. So containing dribble penetration and then being a little better in executing against the changing defenses and the ball pressure that Missouri applies, I think those will be the keys for Kansas at home.
Eliminating some of those 27 turnovers from that first game would help too. I guess that's never a good thing. Clark Kellogg, thank you very much, sir. We'll see you this weekend on CBS.
My pleasure, Jason. Thanks.
And folks, Selection Sunday just 2 weeks away from this Sunday. And don't forget March Madness On Demand. It's back. Watch every game from the first round to the NCAA Championship live online for free with NCAA March Madness On Demand. Go to NCAA.com to find out more. For Special K, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.